It's kind of wild to think that a multi-million-dollar animal trial, something with so much potential, could completely fail because of one tiny overlooked detail in the initial design. So today, we're going to explore how expert pathology consultation is basically the crucial safeguard that makes sure from day one your research is built for success, not for failure. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to pull back the curtain on all those hidden pitfalls that can totally derail a trial before it even gets going. Then, we'll introduce you to the expert who's trained to spot them. And finally, we'll walk through how a really clear, structured consultation process like the one at HKC can take a project from just an idea all the way to a successful FDA review. All right, let's jump right in and talk about the risks. Section 1, the hidden challenges of animal trials. This is where we really get into why having an expert's eye on things isn't just a nice to have. It's absolutely essential from the second you start planning. I want you to think about your current trial, or maybe the next one you're planning. You've probably spent countless hours mapping out every single variable. But let me ask you this. Is it really truly foolproof? Because often, the biggest risks aren't in the big picture. They're hidden in those microscopic details of pathology that only a specialist can even see. Okay, check this out. This is a perfect example of a seemingly small choice that can have massive consequences. How you fix your tissue samples. A lot of labs just default to formalin, right? But what a pathologist knows is that it can mess with proteins, creating cross-linking issues that can completely ruin your immunohistochemistry later on. For super delicate tissues like eyes, an expert would say no way and insist on something like modified Davidson solution. Why? Because it preserves those intricate cell structures way better. This isn't just a matter of preference, it's a decision that directly protects the quality of your final data. And believe me, tissue fixation is just the tip of the iceberg. The exact angle you use to slice a tissue sample, that can mean the difference between seeing a critical lesion or missing it completely. A tiny shift in the pH of a staining solution can make your result totally unreadable. And if your criteria for grading lesions are even a little bit vague, well, your data becomes subjective and basically impossible to defend. Every single step is a potential point of failure. It's a complex minefield for sure. So who on earth can guide you through this minefield? Well, that brings us right to Section 2, the Veterinary Pathologist. This is the specialist who turns all that overwhelming complexity into crystal clarity. So what exactly is a board-certified veterinary pathologist, or a CSVP? We're not just talking about a veterinarian here. This is a vet who has gone through years of intense, specialized postgraduate training. Their entire focus is on one thing: understanding and interpreting how cells and organs react to diseases, toxins, and medical treatments. They're literally trained to see the microscopic story that your trial is trying to tell. This quote right here really nails it. These experts aren't just sitting in a lab analyzing samples. No, they are core members of the research team. They're diagnosticians, they're consultants, and their expertise is in seeing problems before they even happen. They help shape the study design to produce data that's not just clear, but strong enough to hold up under the toughest regulatory scrutiny. Which, of course, brings us to a really practical question. How do you, as a researcher, get access to this kind of specialized expertise? Well, in Section 3, we're going to look at one great example: the HKC Animal Pathology Center, your potential partner in this whole process. Now, when you're looking for a pathology partner, credentials are everything. Take HKC, for example. Their team is CSVP certified in Taiwan, but what's just as crucial is their real-world experience. They've worked in GLP, that's good laboratory practice, environments, so they get the super strict standards needed for data integrity. And here's the big one. They have a proven track record of getting submissions successfully through the US FDA review process. That shows they don't just know the science, they know the regulatory game. Okay, so we've established that the expertise is vital, but what's it actually like to work with these experts? What does that process look like? In Section 4, let's walk through a sample consultation process to see how it all works in the real world. A super structured workflow like this one is designed to be clear and fast. The most important parts? That direct meeting with certified pathologists. You get straight to the experts. And the delivery of a formal report. And notice, this report isn't just a simple summary. It's a strategic document. It breaks down potential problems and gives you concrete solutions. And the follow-up support? That just makes sure the guidance you get is actually put into practice. The goal is a clear, simple path to expert advice. And finally, let's connect all of this back to what really matters, the end goal. Section 5, From Design to FDA Review. This is all about the real-world, tangible impact that expert consultation has on your project's bottom line. Just look at this comparison. The two paths couldn't be more different. Without that expert input, you're risking a flawed design from the start. And that can cause a domino effect. You get ambiguous data, project delays, and a much higher chance of being rejected by bodies like the FDA. But with early consultation, the whole focus shifts. You're building a robust, optimized study from the ground up. Problems get solved proactively, your data is clean, and you walk into that regulatory review with so much more confidence. Okay, let's talk about the cost versus the benefit. An initial consultation might be somewhere in the range of 2,000 to 5,000 New Taiwan dollars. Now, when you put that number next to the total budget of an animal trial, which can easily run into the millions, the perspective totally changes, doesn't it? It's not really a cost at all. It's a small, strategic investment to reduce your risk and protect the massive investment of the entire project. And get this, many services will actually roll that initial consultation fee into the cost of the full project if you decide to move forward with them for the final analysis. What does that mean for you? It means the first step is basically a low-risk way to test out a partnership, tap into their expertise, and build a solid foundation before you commit to the whole shebang. So here's the key takeaway. Success in these incredibly complex biomedical trials should never be left to chance. By bringing in pathology experts right at the beginning, whether it's with a center like HKC or another specialist, you stop just running a trial and you start strategically engineering a solid, defensible foundation for your research.